The Nets currently sit in that 8th spot, which means they would only have one game to advance to a playoff series. Brooklyn is much likely to play in the 7 versus 8 seed. BPI gives them a 37% chance of playing in that 9 versus 10 game. And overall, they've got a 64% chance to advance out of the play-in tournament and actually make the playoffs. Back with Big Perk, Kendrick Perkins. Okay, Perk, Steve Nash has already said no Ben Simmons for the rest of the regular season or the play-in tournament. So how do you view this current Nets team with just 3 regular season games remaining?
You know what? We all realize that they have Kyrie Irving and Kevin Durant. When we talk about the 2 of the most skilled guys to ever touch the basketball and all the offense in the world that a team could need and want. But when you talk about the other side of the basketball, that's where you have concerns at. And when I look at this Brooklyn Nets team, to me, their ceiling is a first-round exit. When you look at how stacked the Eastern Conference is at those powerhouses at the top, Milwaukee Bucks, the Miami Heat, the Philadelphia 76ers, even the Boston Celtics, I don't know if this team constructed could beat any one of those teams in a 7-game series, even with KD and Kyrie. Because at the end of the day, B, is that you have to get stops. At some point during the playoffs, you have to rely on your defense. I know everybody keep talking about offense, the points, the scoring, all this, and that's right. But defense win you championships. Defense win you playoff series. And right now, looking at the Brooklyn Nets defense, I'm not going to overreact to what Kyrie Irving and the Brooklyn Nets did yesterday to the Houston Rockets. I won't do it.
Yeah, you know what? You raise a really good point because Philly has Embiid, Milwaukee has Giannis. Both of those teams have Lent. And your Celtics, best defensive team in the league. You're right about that. By the way, the Nets, they visit the Knicks tonight at 7:30 right here on ESPN. Perk, hang tight. Got more with you. Hannah?
Yeah, I'm going to be there. Can't wait.
Oh, look at you. All right. Big timer.
As for the top of the Eastern Conference, the Heat still remain in control, 2.5-game lead. The Celtics currently hold the head-to-head tiebreaker with the Bucks. And, well, those 2 teams meet tomorrow. So this number 2 seed, look at that. It is wide open. Here's how they did yesterday. Starting with the Heat, last night, Miami beats the Hornets, so they complete the 4-game season sweep. Their magic number to clinch home court in the East is now down to 1. Meanwhile, Boston off yesterday. Celtics, 3 games left, beginning in Chicago tonight. They were 6th in the East entering March. They played lights out, 13-3 since then, best in the NBA. And last night, Giannis and the Bucks dismantled the Bulls. They beat Chicago by 21, and tomorrow they host the Celtics in that big matchup. As I mentioned, the Celtics hold that tiebreaker. They have won 2 of the previous 3. Monster game. And then the last team tied for that 2 seed right now, that is the Sixers, as Philly hands the Pacers their 8th straight loss. Sixers have 3 left. They go north of the border tomorrow. They face the Raptors. Then they play the Pacers again. And then they finish off with the Pistons, as we are back with Perk to talk a little Joel Embiid. He has scored 89 combined points over his last 2 games. But let me ask you this. Is the MVP candidate going to be enough to carry this team deep into the postseason, Perk?
Hannah, yes. And candidate, look, I have a vote this season, and Joel Embiid is getting my vote for MVP. When we talk about a guy, right, that is so skilled offensively at the center position, it's no way to stop him. And he's not slowing down anytime soon. This man is on a mission right now. You have 1 or 2 options. You're either going to take this work from him or you're going to foul him and put him at the free throw line. And I know James Harden has been getting a lot of criticism of late. Hell, I've been very critical of James Harden. But the fact is that adding James Harden, the one thing that he has brought to the table is that he has got Joel Embiid open looks. And when I say open looks, he doesn't have to work as hard. So now when he's pick and rolling to the basket, he's finding himself wide open under the basket because of the pressure that James Harden put on the defense. Now when he picks and pops, those elbow shots that were contested, now they're wide open. So when I look at Joel Embiid, he's in great shape. He's locked in. Doc Rivers have him playing phenomenal basketball. He's leading the league in scoring. First big to do that since Shaquille O'Neal, and I don't see him slowing down. So, yes, I strongly believe that if Joel Embiid, that I believe that he will keep this up and he can lead this team to a deep playoff run.
All right, listen, this is the 5th straight postseason appearance for the Sixers, but they haven't advanced past the conference semifinals in 4 years. Big Perk, we love talking hoops with you. We'll see you back in a bit. Thanks.
Thank you.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming, sports, and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.